Good morning and welcome. Now we are back with Rise of the Shield Hero Season 2 and we're on episode 8. Now here's the thing. After last week's episode, I kind of felt like it was good, but I understand people frustration over this series. From Season 1 of Rise of the Shield Hero, the GOAT, Naofumi, has been going through a lot lately in Season 1. Now we jump into Season 2 where it's like, okay, we just had the Tortoise arc. And now Naofumi and his crew are in another world. Their world. Liark's world. And then, understanding this now is just that we're back to square one. And last week's episode did give us Season 1 vibe. I mean, we got the new hero, Kuzuna, who's 18 years old. I'm just going to publish. She's we're not going to call her Hag because, never call anyone a lollygag, because that's screwed. Next thing is Raphtalia. Now, everybody, I'm a little disappointed too. Raphtalia came expected. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't supposed to happen in this. I mean, in the manga, we didn't see her till later on. So what I think they're doing is they actually flipping the table over and added a few tweaks following from the manga series or the light novel series. And what we got is basically a little bit of a rush. Somewhat of a rush. But still, it didn't disappoint me. I mean, I get it. It's Rising the Shield Hero. It's one of the most anticipated shows. I get it. So, this week's episode was somewhat enjoyable. But again, the cliffhangers never failed me. It did it again with a cliffhanger. And that's why we ended up in this situation. So without further ado, let's get right to it. The Rise of the Shield Hero Season 2 Episode 8 review. Okay. Now for me and his crew are back to square one. And still to this day, they can't find Philo. Now, we know, for manga readers, we know where Philo is hiding. But I don't want to tell y'all this. I'm trying my very best not to spoil any of the locations. Philo's gone. We all know where she's at. So they're into this shrine, this Japanese era, and Kuzuna is explaining them what era they're in. Because if you look at Naofumi's era, there's kind of like royal knights, etc. But in this era, there's kind of like Japan's era, where it's like you got the different classes, the spirits, like glass, or the gems, Steven Universe. I know people think it's Steven Universe because I'm not the only one who thought that. Steven Universe and the gems. That's Teresa's group. What this episode gave us is different aspects of each individual creatures that live in their time. So again, back to square one and nothing else to do. Now, little Raphtalia got some moments. Every time I look at Raphtalia is getting more. It's like it doesn't matter how Raphtalia looks. She still have that personality trait. That I'm your sword. I may be small, but I'm still your sword. She's so strong and everything. The only cute thing about her is that every time she gets hungry, she don't want to admit that she's hungry. But as demi-humans, you gotta eat. You gotta feed them a lot. So there's like, so she's all eating, but she's still hungry. So I don't blame Raphtalia's behavior. I don't blame her. I don't blame little Raphtalia behavior. Now, there are some moments that she does get jealous at times, especially every time Kuzuna talking to Naofumi about a plan or whatnot. She always turns away and gets jealous. She is so freaking jealous. Just like Season 1. She gets jealous of Philo. Every time Philo gets close to Naofumi and says, Master, and then you got Raphtalia just all jealous. I'm telling you, that's a ship. And let's not even front and say that's a ship. Come on, we already know that's a ship happening between Naofumi and Raphtalia. I mean, the sword and the shield. Come on. So they have to make a living. They have to start back from square one and make a living, trying to earn money, trying to earn armor, a little bit of power-up weapons, etc. Back Season 1. So they started selling these. So Naofumi and his crew started to sell these potions that he used before back in his battle with Glass. Now, in their time, remember, the Spirit Zone, in another world, they don't know nothing about that stuff. So it's like, okay, we're going to sell it. And Naofumi is one badass salesman. I like this guy. I mean, he is legit. He's legit with his sales. I mean, they wore the mask that you see in Demon Slayer. And it's funny. Now this is a Demon Slayer reference because what they're trying to do is trying to get this back in track with Demon Slayer Season 3 coming on, the Blacksmith arc. And I'm looking at my favorite, I just turned around and just looked at my favorite Hashira right there, the Love Hashira. I can't wait to see her make her debut in Season 3. And I'm pretty sure we're going to cut off, I know people are making controversies. I'm sure that some people are having ups and downs if they're going to show that bath scene. The bath scene where the hot spring thing, but let's see where that goes. I'm just saying. But props for them doing a Demon Slayer reference. That's really good. So he's one badass salesman making all these profits and all this, and they have enough. They have enough to for armor and all that. So it was really nice. And so they had to go to that hourglass, and then here comes Kyo, one of Kyo's masterminds, who I don't give a fuck his name is, saying that he's the best and all the mage. Okay, so this is some more curses because I never thought they were gonna say shithead in this one because they actually said it. So their plan is to attack Kyo. That's the main antagonist. Now, this is where everybody of Raptalia fans like myself, who says she's best girl, this is where everybody gonna say we gotta kill this bitch. I'm not talking about the other girl. I'm talking about Kyo. Let's kill this guy. Let's kill this guy because they head to the shrine. And they put up a lot of work facing all this stuff. And little Raptalia was kicking ass. There was a few guards there, and little Raptalia was kicking ass. Despite the height, she was putting work. And I keep bringing up Raptalia because this is where people get a little upset about this. And this is why everybody hates Kyo. So when they got to the hourglass, they thought they could get a power up, but it didn't work. And Kyo has planned this from day one. He planned this. Locked him in the infinite labyrinth, separating his group, meaning Kizuna, meaning the hero. Everything was orchestrated by Kyo's work. And as a result of that, Raptalia's last stand was to go, Naofumi, go. I am your sword. Please. And I understand Naofumi was saying I understand that Naofumi was saying, I'm your shield. It's my duty to protect you. And I get that. I really do. This is the guy. I liked him. But with Raptalia's like, I'm your sword. I understand you're protecting me, but as your sword, I have to protect you at all costs. Because Raptalia still remember all the times that Naofumi had to go through in season 1. And just like that, Raptalia stood tall and trying to fight off as they got teleported. Raptalia, let me say this to you. You have to be nominated for Best Girl again. You have to. I understand that in this day and age, we have Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling nominated, and I'm pretty sure Yor from Spy X Family is gonna be nominated. I'm pretty sure that's up there. Raptalia needs to be nominated again because of what she did, sacrificing herself for Naofumi again. You know how many times she sacrificed herself to save Naofumi? There are more times you could count. I lost track, but there are a lot of moments that Raptalia had done so much for Naofumi that she'll even step in front just to protect him, and just like that, it ended with a cliffhanger of them departing. So Risha, Naofumi, Kizuna, they all left, and Raptalia stayed. Now this is where everybody gets scared. This is where everybody gets like, oh no, she died. No. I know what they're gonna do in my head after watching this. I'm pretty sure what they're gonna do to her, but I ain't gonna spoil it. But come on guys, let's be real. There's no way they're gonna let there's no way they're gonna let Raptalia die. Come on, really? We're almost to season 3 is around the corner, guys. Later this year. Are we gonna you really think they're gonna let her die? No. That is Naofumi's partner. Hell no. And I know people will say, "Oh, she died." No, 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 no. They're not gonna. Come on. You really think that they got the guts to let little Raftalia, and I said little Raftalia, get her head chopped off? Hell no. Nope. That's gonna be some worse. No, no. That's why I'm like, the way how they cliffhanger it. That's why I'm like, I know what they're gonna do, but if they do what they're supposed to do, that's that. But let's see how that goes. So this was so overall this was a good episode. I wish Raftalia didn't appear later like she's supposed to. I mean, like she was supposed to appear later on, but that didn't happen. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I understand people have somewhat dropped this show because it's not following what it's supposed to follow. But here's the thing. I'm actually sticking with this. I'm actually going to continue on Rise and Shield because of this. I said on many occasions, Naofumi is one of my top 5 greatest male isekais of all time. He's in the top 2. He's in the top. He's first or second for me. I kind of switch, but he's always up there. That's number 1. Number 2, I love Rise and Shield Hero. I love Rise and Shield Hero. Till this day, Rise and Shield Hero is a top 3 to me. A top 3 favorite isekai anime of all time. And when I look at Naofumi and the journeys and the struggles he had to go through, even losing his partner, even losing a partner again, like Raftalia, again, it's just there. So that's why I'm going to continue the series because I know that it's not following the route that we're supposed to get, but give them credit for some action and a little bit of plot to twist in motion. Give them credit for that. So I look forward for next week's episode of The Rise of the Shield Hero, and let's see the dramatic, epic, non-cliffhanger that happened to Raftalia, and let's see what's happened to Philo. And I'm pretty sure if they keep the location of where Philo is, which I'm pretty sure we all know where she's at because most of us have read it, let's see where it goes. So I look forward for next week's episode of Rise of the Shield Hero, and Naofumi struggles again facing Kyo, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to that moment if I kill, because I read that chapter. Oh my god, it's beautiful. But anyway, I look forward for next week's episode of Rise of the Shield Hero Season 2. Next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.